When is the turning point where sales becomes easy? What is the shift? What is the thing that needs to happen for signing clients into your online business to feel effortless? This is one of the questions that a girl in my mastermind asked me last night, and I thought it was deserving of its whole entire podcast show. Okay, so we are going to dive into this topic. When was the turning point for me when sales became easy, when it became effortless, when it stopped feeling hard? Okay, we're going to dive into this. I'm going to unpack it all for you. And if you are new here, welcome to the Becoming an Online Sales Queen podcast. Super excited that you found us. And if you are a regular listener, welcome back. I appreciate you being here more than you will ever know. And if any of you listening know a lady in the online space now, a woman who's growing an online business, somebody who's finding sales tricky or hard, or, is just desperate for it to become effortless, please do share this episode with them, because I would love to get the message out to more and more and more women who want to step powerfully into their sales queen era. That is what we do here. So let's get into this week's episode. When was it? What was the turning point where sales felt easy? Well, before I share exactly what the turning point is, and I hope when I give you the turning point, it is literally like me giving you the keys to the castle. I think it will be. So I can't wait to share that with you. But before I get into that, I just want to reassure you that I have been exactly where you are. I've had the times that felt hard. And I know sometimes, and some of you say this to me, if we're in programs together, on Zoom calls together, you say, "Oh, Rach, it's all right for you. You know how to sell. It's easy for you. You should just show up and everybody wants to work with you." I promise you it hasn't always been that way. I guarantee you there have been times where I have felt the hustle, the grind, the resentment. I have felt that it's hard. I have not known what to say. I have stumbled my words. My messaging's been crap. My programs have flopped. I have been through those times. Okay. Let's not forget, we all start at zero. My Instagram account started at 0 followers. My bank account when I started my business was 0, my business bank account. My personal bank account, full transparency, when I exited corporate, I did exit with a settlement agreement, and I did have an amount of money that was a bit of a nest egg. Okay, so I can't lie to you and say that I hustled to put food on the table, because I knew that I had cash in the bank. But my business bank account started at 0. I had no clients. I wasn't given a leg up. I didn't get a loan. I didn't have anything that made it easy, that made it, silver spoon, here we go. Income's Rach. It's all going to be easy. No, it was hard. I had tears. I had doubts. I had sleepless nights. Yeah. So just because it might look easy for me now, please know that it hasn't always been that way. Okay. But what was the turning point? That's what this client in my mastermind asked me last night. When was the point, Rach? She's been doing this for 3 or 4 months now, and she's had some success. She launched her mastermind really, really quickly. She got 5 amazing people into her mastermind. She's had a lot of learnings from that, a lot of lessons from that. So her question last night, which I thought was such a great question, and there was a few of us on the call together that all put our, answers out there so that we could discuss it together as a group. And I know that it reassured her. My answer was this: I stopped giving a shit. Now that might surprise you, because I get the feedback all the time that I'm one of the most nurturing coaches out there, that, it really comes across how much I care, how much I pour into my clients. I am the coach that isn't on the clock. I will run calls over. I will message you on the weekend. And that is not me having shitty boundaries, because I've actually got really good boundaries. But I am prepared to break those boundaries where I know it really matters. Okay. So it's not that I don't have any boundaries. It's that I break them by choice when I know it really matters. Okay. So you guys are always telling me, especially those of you in my masterminds, in my programs, that I really, really care. So it might sound odd to you that the turning point for me was when I stopped caring, because I've always cared, right? I've always cared. What I stopped caring about was what it meant that somebody turned me down. I stopped making it mean something, right? So let's say I invited somebody to come and join a group coaching program with me, and some people say yes and some people say no. I stopped making that mean something about me. I stopped getting into a headspace of, oh, my program's shit. They don't like me. It's too expensive. They're thinking, who's she to charge that? They're comparing me to someone else who's better than me. I stopped making it mean something. I stopped giving a shit about the outcome, and I started making the activity fun. So when I say activity, I mean sales activity. I mean conversation. I mean going live. I mean delivering a guest expert. I mean things like collaborations. I started to gamify it. I started to make it fun. I started to show up not caring about the outcome. I was showing up online, on live streams, on Instagram, on guest experts, in collaborations, not thinking, oh, please buy from me. Once I've delivered this and I invite you to work with me, I hope you all blow up my DMs. I hope I'm going to make money today. Will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? Please buy from me. I stopped hankering after the outcome. I stopped tying myself in knots, feeling anxious, feeling worried, feeling stressed out. And all I focused on was serving, was supporting, was giving, was helping. I stopped giving a shit about whether the answer to join my program was a yes or no. And guess what happened? Clients just came rolling in. It became effortless. Why? Well, because I focused on the fun, not the outcome. I focused on the doing, on the supporting, on the nurturing, on the loving, on the fact that I was making a bloody difference to people's lives, that the results I was helping them get were actually helping them to build a life on their terms, helping them to make the money, helping them to create the freedom, helping them to get the hell out of their corporate job. And I started focusing on service and support and fun and energy, maintaining my energy, filling my cup, feeling good. I started focusing on that instead of whether or not today was going to be a 3-figure day, a 4-figure day, a 5-figure day. I stopped caring. I stopped giving a shit. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, firstly, because I think maybe my answer to that question might surprise some of you, and I quite like to give you surprising answers. But also, I know that this might reassure some of you. I know that those of you that are feeling the hustle and grind right now, that you're like, 1 minute Instagram loves me, next minute it hates me. 1 minute, I put a piece of content out and I get great engagement. The next minute I feel invisible. Those of you that are doing that dance between a good day and a bad day, and you can't really find what is the magic ingredient that makes the difference, I want to reassure you that it does get to be easy. It does turn a corner. It does, right? But what turns the corner isn't going to be what's in your bank account. It isn't going to be that magical client. What makes it feel easier, what turns that simplicity corner, is you having fun. So if you focus your day, your week around having conversation, you focus your time on building community, you focus your time on being supportive, on being helpful, on serving, the clients will just come. But when you show up with an energy of, please let it be today. Please let it be today. I hope this reel pops off. I really hope this carousel makes me $5,000. When you are so tied to the result, you have an energy of desperation, and it's not attractive. Yeah, desperation energy is not magnetic in any way. It is the complete opposite. Desperation energy, hustle energy is repelling. Your audience will sniff it a mile off. So when you start to dedicate your week to having conversation, building community, doing it in spaces that you love, for me, that means going to a coffee shop, going for a walk along the beach and voice noting the people who've messaged me in the DMs, instigating some DM conversations, sending messages that say, hey, I saw that you followed me yesterday. Welcome. Have you seen any of my content yet? I share content about sales, about how to build group coaching programs, how to scale your business, how to grow your monthly recurring revenue. What sort of content are you looking to have in your feed every day? It doesn't have to be weird. You don't have to make it weird. You're not a stalker. You're just a person connecting with another person. So I wanted to share this episode with you. I wanted to really dive into this to give you the reassurance, to give you the knowing, to give you the belief that it gets to be easy for all of us. But you have to get into the energy of fun and flow first. Okay? Take from that what you will. If you want to reach out to me in the DMs on Instagram, you know I'm always here to support you, okay? My handle for Instagram is in the show notes below this episode. But make it your priority to have fun in your business. Go for a walk, go and book a bougie restaurant, go and work from a bougie restaurant, treat yourself to lunch somewhere, go and sit in a bougie hotel, and just, even if you don't hire a room and stay the night, just go and sit in the lobby and just feel the energy of 5-star luxury for the day. Do anything you can to make your business feel like fun. And I promise you, your energy will flip into being magnetic and you will attract clients without even knowing that you're doing it. Okay? So I'm going to stop here, but please know I'm here for any questions. And please do come back next week for next week's episode because it's going to be a juicy one. I'll see you next week, Sales Queen.